Hello everybody, so for those who find my video without going through my website, let me introduce myself. My name is Gilles Urtubise and my name as a self-taught and multidisciplinary scientist and inventor is Gilles Lauzon Urtubise, and I am the owner and the founder of the first human multi-intelligence.com. So, just a couple minutes. So the title of the video today is some identical characteristic between a pulsar and at the beginning of its life and the black celestial sphere, about all of its life then. So yeah, just a couple minutes about my ENT health problems. Yesterday I lost 8 hours during the day to do my treatment, and only after 8 hours of treatment and pause between those treatments to give them to operate. Then so that's all the times I lose yesterday, and because of my infected lymph node, which is right here, and without removing these infected node, I had no chance to cure myself. Even if I invent more than 200 single treatment, and then I invent more than 300 combined treatment. So, and you know, in other hands, I decode all mystery of the universe that I met. So, and I'm so good person, and I'm so good to inventing new ideas. Then I know now. Then if I didn't remove these infected lymph node, I never had a chance to cure. This is just impossible. So, and in this way, I want to help all the other person which is suffer to the same problems than me. So that's why I want to cure myself for me, but for most people they suffer to the same symptom. And you know, a life like yesterday, to lose 8 hours to treat myself, it's a daily hell. It's not acceptable. And because I'm so strong, even about inventing new ideas, well, I should cure sooner or later, cure myself, and after this use all of those good ideas to help much people they suffer about the ENT health chronic problems then. Okay, so come back to the astrophysics video. Then, so like I said just before, some identical characteristic between a pulsar at the beginning of its life and the black celestial sphere. So, some identical characteristic between early life pulsar and black celestial sphere, which are further explained because of their complexity, and they are the following. So some text excerpt from the part 2 of the black hole article, which is on my first human multi-intelligence.com, but about black hole, which is in reality a black celestial sphere. Then, okay, so exactly from the text. Yeah, I should come back on this because it's so complex then. So about a first circular zone is that of the circular zone of engulfment at the level of its negative magnetic pole of each black celestial sphere, but also for pulsar millisecond at the beginning of their life. And I think it's about their first 1 or 2 million years of life then. Okay, so and why these and how these engulfment zones should work? I think it's because of the incoming magnetic lines which are between the which are the strongest one of all gravitational objects, like a black sphere, but also a pulsar millisecond at the beginning of their life. And because of the attractive force of internal insertion, which is the strongest one for the all black sphere, and for the pulsar millisecond at the beginning of this life, or because of two of them. And 18, well, and 18 in my sheet, but a second circular array is that the emergency exit circular array, and it is an array at its positive magnetic pole of each black sphere, black celestial sphere, and the pulsar millisecond or millisecond pulsar at the beginning of their life. Then, so, and why these things work this way? I think it's because of their outgoing magnetic line, which are between their birth and until their death of the black celestial sphere, or the millisecond pulsar at the beginning of their life, which is the most powerful of all gravitational objects in the universe, or both of those, which are the outgoing magnetic lines, or the attractive force of external longilinear explosion. So number 19, a first circular rim of the spherical gravitational wall. So what is the spherical gravitational wall? What is make this? For me is the combination of the attractive gravitational forces of a black sphere or a pulsar millisecond at the beginning of his life, which is combined to his repulsive gravitational forces. So when at a certain stance of the black sphere, these the crossing of their two forces, that's the one they produce the celestial spherical gravitational wall. This is why these spherical gravitational walls come from. And so, and the circular zone of engulfment at its negative pole could exist because at this level we should add the attractive insertion forces to the outgoing magnetic lines, which are the most strongest of all the objects, for the black sphere and for the millisecond pulsar at the beginning of their life. So, and 20, an exceptional and unique ability for the black sphere, celestial black sphere, not to allow any light and energy to escape from its circular engulfment zone, which the other scientists call this zone the black hole. But the black hole, it's much more than only the circular engulfment zone, because they still need the structures underneath. So and why these engulfment zone is so strong is, like I explained before, this is because of the attractive forces of internal insertion, which are the most powerful of all gravitational objects for the black sphere and the millisecond pulsar at the beginning of their life. Then 21. The speed of absorption, which is the most powerful without apparent restraint at the level of its circular zone of engulfment of its negative magnetic pole. Okay, so the speed of absorption is the same for all black sphere, but for the small black sphere, like the small one, which is burst on surface and exploded in a relatively small nova, because of this permit the born of our solar system. So, and when the dwarf millisecond burst in surface and explode in a small nova, when the small black sphere burst on surface, exploded in a small nova, they permit the birth of the dwarf pulsar, millisecond pulsar, which after they change to becomes a pulsar, after this to becomes a blue star, after a white star, after a yellow star, after a orange star, after a red star, after a brown star, and at the end of its life they should become a black star, and a dwarf black star, which has become dead and stop rotating on himself then. So, and because of this, and the speed of absorption at this circular star engulfment, which is unique, so for all the objects. So, and this is why the big black sphere, which is right here, so this is in French part, but this is a black sphere right here, which the other astrophysicists or scientists call active galaxy. So in this image we can see a black sphere, and so what happened there? It's a black sphere which they engulf, they absorb another black sphere or a magnetar, which is over the disk of dust here. So, and that's why we cannot see in it if it's a magnetar, and even if it's a black sphere, because the was over to the disk, so we cannot see in it. But what is the best explanation that could explains what happened there? So for me it's a black sphere which is eat or aspire another black sphere, and we know then the black sphere is this rotation, it's pretty fast on themselves, so, and which is about 716 rotation by second, so that's so fast. Then so this is why that could explain then when a black sphere eat another black sphere, the speed of receiving this matter is so fast, then the black sphere could not achieve it, so without produce astrophysicist jet, and on the both sides. So, and so here the circular zone of engulfment should be down there, and on the top that should be the circular zone of emergency exit. So when the black sphere aspire and eat so fast and so much quantity of very hot matter, which come from to the other black celestial sphere. That's what happened. You know, this black sphere doesn't explode in supernova. No, they eat all of this matter very fast, but the fact that they cannot receive it, that's why they produce jets on both sides. So they produce a jet from his circular zone of engulfment, but also to the other end of his axe rotation, which is the circular zone of the emergency exit. So for me, I think that's the best explanation to explain what happened when we can see some things like this. So, and it's the same for these here, because this one here could be a black sphere, but could be also a magnetar. So, and again, it still eat another black sphere, which is covered by this disk. So we cannot see the black sphere, or we cannot see another magnetar, which is get eat by this magnetar, and at very fast speed, like some things like 716 rotation per second. So that's why it produced those jets on both sides of its rotation axis. So, and the internal storage velocity, which is relatively high, but which is not enough when it's happened when they eat another black sphere or another magnetar at the beginning of his life, because they turn too fast on themselves. So, and when a black sphere or a magnetar eat that kind of matter that's going so fast, then they have no other choice than produce a astrophysicist jet on both sides of their rotation axis. 23. So the second circular ring of the spherical gravitational wall, which is located at its positive magnetic pole, and which is unique. 24. The circular emergency exit at its positive magnetic pole, which is the same as that of the millisecond pulsar. So, which is vary in size between dwarf and giants, like a magnetar. 25. The circular area of emergency exit at its positive magnetic pole, which is unique for all black spheres and for the pulsar millisecond at the beginning of their life. 26. The external expulsion velocity at its circular area of its emergency exit is the same as that of a millisecond pulsar. So, and yes. Okay, so that's it for this video. So now, yes, so you know, in all strange and surprising situation or phenomena in the universe, like this one or this one, there are always one or more physical and or astrophysical cause-effect relationship. And from my imposing mother theory, I only use those kind of relationship between cause and effect of physical and or astrophysical situation then. And under no circumstances can it be explained by an accommodating, naive, and delusional mathematical magical thoughts. And now in the next video I just explain more and more characteristic of the black sphere. But of course the black sphere have nothing to do with gravitational singularity, which does not exist, and even for the Big Bang, because the Big Bang does not exist too. So, and the black sphere is the proof of this, because they can reproduce themselves by other black sphere birth, and collectively their system of life, they are infinite. So that's why the universe is infinite too. Or this explanation could not go under no circumstances can it be explained by another form of accommodating, naive or delusional magical thinking. So that's it for this video. So see you about some other video. Thank you and have a nice day.